This is a cracker.
Okay, so this is a very established wild hive at Albany Creek. We are 7 metres up, we've measured.
6 metres up.
6 metres up, Kevin says. Craig has set up an A-frame. I'll get some video from the bottom. And he's just trimming back the branches here. And we're going to cut the branch below because the hive is not attached to that, even though it's sort of precariously hanging on it. And they've attached their whole world to the tiny little twig above. But they're super calm. Looks like they may have swarmed before we got here because there's a lot less bees than when we were here last time. Okay, Craig has chopped the branches back and he's going to take this one off underneath. And it's beautiful seeing these bees in their wild environment. Just beautiful.
So I'm just about to start sucking some bees off of this as soon as we get vacuum. Which is, are we up and going?
Scalpel!
I want to cut the hose first. We're getting some more foundation.
Okay, so this is the hive. You can see at the top of the ladder there. You might not be able to see from here, but the hive is very high. Okay, so what we've done is we've negotiated with the owner. Obviously we can't get a cherry picker in here, so this was the last choice. They've gone off to work. We've told all of the neighbours that they need to stay inside, dogs inside. They've left a cable from their laundry so that we've got BVAC access. We've got the hose hooked up so that if the hive does fall and it's no longer a rescue mission, it'll be cleanup, then we can do light mist spray the fallen hive to stop the bees from flying, just to lessen the impact of attack. Craig's trimmed all of the branches around the hive. They've very precariously put their house on a little twig, and so what we're doing is clearing everything to chop that, put a pulley system to the branch above, and then we will lower the hive once we've BVAC'd off as many bees as we can before lowering it, just to lessen the risk of that, the risk of bee loss if they do fall. And what next? Yeah, then we're going to lower it down, and then we will work the brood and the honey when it's hanging closer to the ground. It's a lot safer to manage that. So we've got a work stand. We've got BVAC, which I'll give you a run through when we've got it set up properly. We've got spare boxes. We've got 2 suits, lots of spare gloves because that way once you get completely full of honey on some gloves, you can just take them off, put new ones on and keep going. You don't get bogged down. We've got chimney bomb and smoker. We've got knives. We've got all the secateurs stuff. We've got the climbing gear for a tree at this height. We've got about 15 buckets. There's more in the car because you need to separate out the honey into buckets. You need to separate out the dead comb. You need to separate out the brood comb is going to go on the BVAC. We've got a box of stickies which will go on top of the BVAC. What else? Then we've got a bucket for water so people can clean up as they're going and don't have to wander around with water. We've got towel for cleanup. What else have we got? More BVAC. We've bought 15 metres of carpet cleaning tube because it's got a smooth, non-ridged inside, which means that when the bees come down this, they'll be coming at pace and they'll be hitting into the foam at the bottom of the BVAC, and the less corrugation on the inside of the tube means they will have the least amount of damage, because the goal here is to save as many bees as possible. I think that's it for now.
With nose. Foam in the back.
Yep.
Hose. Bees come down the hose. Hopefully hit the back. Well, hopefully not hit the back. But that's why I have foam there and foam there to protect them.
Yes.
And then crawl up the foam into the honeys, into the supers.
Crawl up. So that's
And they'll survive.
Should survive.
okay.
Sorry.
So
Now
that
you're gonna
has
screen it,
got. Okay, and this one has got a couple of stickies we should put in,
The whole idea is to get the suction.
and
Yeah,
mostly
Make sure that
foundation frames.
the gap, there's no gaps,
No,
because
gaps,
you
I'll
lose
just lose that.
No
suction.
gaps, lose suction. Yep. We've put more stickies than we should have in here, but next time we'll put more foundation. So they're going to crawl up into the stickies. Be happy as. Start cleaning the honey off themselves.
okay.
Down we go.
So a box of stickies.
Box with stickies.
What's your
Tick.
stickies or back or foundation?
And the rubber is there to get the good seal.
And again, seals on both lids.
Seals on both lids.
This is so we can take this lid off and see how they're going.
Yeah.
Without them going everywhere.
Alright, I'm heading up the ladder.
There we go.
Tie it down so the
You get a nice
seals,
hard seal.
yeah.
Oh
The whole
yep,
idea is
squishes
you don't
the
want to lose
seal.
suction. I'm taking one knife up to trim the cone there.
Okay. Vacuum goes in the top there. That's going to create our suction, and we've tested it. There is enough suction to get up the 7 metres. Craig has gaffer taped the top of the tube to the top of the ladder so that he, if he drops something or needs to, it'll just hang up there with the hive.
I'd put some straps on one so you can go straight over the top and just clip it.
Yeah. But we had trouble with that once the height changes, didn't we, last
it's
time?
not like funny when you put that in the boxes to be honest.
Yeah, that's it. We might put a second one on
But
this one.
I'm sure there's better. You must be able to get like elastic luggage straps or something.
That'd be
It
good.
must You
Yeah.
want something that's going to go in the sun all right though, else it's deteriorated a fair bit.
Yeah, that's another good point that Gavin made, is keep the tube out of the sun if you possibly can, because it heats up and they're going to be travelling through that, so you want it to be nice and cool for them.
Suction's gonna hold for a sec.
Hang on. Go on.
Yeah, I'm good to go when you guys are.
Good suck. Okay, this tube clips in really nicely.
Yeah, go for it.
Send out a minimum, Chris. Down to minimum. Give it a go on the lowest speed first.
Yeah.
Lowest speed, because you want the least amount of gentle sucking.
I'll tell you.
And there he goes.
You sucking them up or not?
Yeah, just very gently. Probably good.
Yeah, that's right. Gentle's good.
Okay. Everything's right, is it? So,
There we go.
stickies, boom boom. Should be right.
Hopefully that helps everyone know what something like this involves.
Well, this proves at least that the suction is not killing the bees. So you do that after about 5 minutes just to make sure that the bees are coming up. We could lift this box, but I don't think I want to. Gav?
Don't need to.
No.
So you
They're
so
clearly
that's
coming
good.
through okay.
And they're trying to get out, which means we obviously haven't got the queen yet.
Good point.
When they're on top, the bees are up there on top of this or around the lid, you know you've got the queen.
Yeah.
Although I should say that happened to me last time, but I didn't get the queen.
I need Soph to come here and just pick it up off the ground. Okay, there's the brood. It's on the ground, beautiful brood, lots and lots and lots of brood.
All capped brood, larvae in this beautiful pattern, and some eggs as well. So
Yeah, really
probably the
lovely.
larvae be dead.
There's bugger all up there. Buzzing
This is
around,
the
they're all down here
moment
buzzing.
when we find out if we've got the queen, because Gavin has just shaken the last of the hive into the box, and we've taken the bee vac in there. Oh, do that over the top of the box. Nope.
pull this out of the way. See what happens.
Okay. And they'll either go to the box because the queen's in it, or they won't. Because of her pheromones, they'll seek out being with her and start walking in the front. door, which is what we want to see. They're walking in.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Brilliant. Well done, guys.
Well, they're thinking about walking in.
We've got a bucket. We can rest this thing.
Some are walking in. Yeah, they're walking in. Do you reckon that's walking in or not?
Not the way we want them walking in.
I'd move all those dead
They're
bees.
walking in because they can smell it.
Kevin originally thought this was impossible, this hive rescue.
Congratulations, well done.
Oh, is that?
I didn't believe you could do it. Nor you climbing up the ladder.
No lives
did
lost
say
today.
don't need it.
I've lost it up.
Just
Well,
a few bees.
And Miss
Some
Olivia on the
lives
camera did a
lost today.
fantastic job, as we all did.
Good job, team. So we've just put the box, the new plastic lid on, and they're going in, but they're not like marching in like what we would expect, but they might be confused of the scent from the top ventilation to the entrance. So what we do now is we leave this here and we come back tonight once they're all inside, and we take the hive to another location. With wild hives, if you leave them here more than overnight, they can just abscond the whole hive. Even though they've got brood, honey, stickies, everything, they might still abscond just because there's been so much trauma in the moving sites. Yeah, so we'll just see what happens tonight. Fingers crossed they stay. Fingers crossed we've got the queen. There's a lot of brood in there with 1-day-old eggs, so they can make another queen if the queen hasn't made it. So yeah, these guys will all sort of, the ones that can, will walk over to the hive, which they are slowly doing. So this is the next day from the wild hive that was high up in the tree. Craig watched them for about 20 minutes, and dead bees and larvae and sort of mess and bits being brought out, and pollen is coming in. So that's a good sign that they are setting up house, and they obviously haven't absconded and taken them all with off to a new site. So fingers crossed so far. Day one's looking good for the wild hive surviving and staying. They've got 1-day-old in there, so if the queen wasn't in there, they should be able to build a new queen. Fingers crossed.